has been a little while since I last did a Minesweeper video, so we are back with the Minesweeper Variants version. I like this version because the extra rules are interesting and fun to play with. Although I do find normal Minesweeper really fun to play as well. Let me know if you would like to see just another normal Minesweeper video. I like to keep things just a little bit fresh, just a little bit interesting. So I feel like if I just did another normal Minesweeper video, it would be pretty much the same as the last ones, but I'm always happy to play, so let me know. Anyway, enough rambling about that. Why don't we jump into one of these puzzles? In order to get to the next row down, which is where the new rules come in, we need to finish five of either C or M, and M is the one where each mine in a coloured cell counts as 2, which I found particularly difficult. So I think we'll go for the C ones. Connected, all mines are orthogonally or diagonally connected, so they're in one big continuous section. Why don't we go ahead and start this one then? And we'll go into the next one here. Okay, so straight away we have a 4 in D1. One of the squares next to it is marked with a question mark, so I'm pretty sure that means in this version that there isn't a mine here. It's a blank space. So I think we're going to go ahead and mark all of the other spaces around the 4 as mines. Now let's see. So we have a 3 here. One extra thing I particularly like about Minesweeper Variants, we'll go for a nice blue instead, is that you can switch on like a draw mode, so that I can illustrate what I'm talking about if we're trying to solve like a particular section. Anyway, so for this 3 here in E3, we have 2 of the mines around it first. We need to find one more, and if we picked a space for another mine, for instance down here, then the other ones would be blank. So what that tells us is that in the example I've marked this space down here, E4. That wouldn't be possible with the connected rule, because having a mine here means that there isn't a mine here in D4, and now we couldn't connect this mine up to the group that we have, but all the mines are connected. So what we can say to begin with is that this E4 is not a mine. It's not a mine. I'll go ahead and erase those these scribbles. Cool, cool. And we've uncovered a 2. We have found a 2. We wouldn't be able to put mines here and here, because then we'd have 4 around this 3. So we know for certain that there's a mine down here. That's the only other space next to this 2. And because of the connected rule, we also need a mine just up here in the diagonal so that we could eventually connect it up. So we found the place where the 2 mines are, here and here. And we've also found all 3 mines next to that 3. And this 2 down here, in fact, is also clear. Perfect, perfect. Some good progress there. Get rid of those. And we have now uncovered a 2 and a 3. For this 2, we're only looking for 1 more mine, and it's either in B4 or B5. For this 3, we're looking for 2 more mines. And we know that one of them is in B4 or B5. But there isn't a mine in both. So let's see here. We can do something similar to before by looking at this square in C3. If we need a mine here, because if we didn't have one, then we wouldn't be able to connect these 2 up. So there's definitely a mine just here. Just here. We also know that there is a mine in one of these 2 squares. We don't know which one right now, but in either case, we have found all 3 mines next to this 3, and so this square B3 is clear, Great, great, I found a 3. Let's erase those. So we know where one more mine is, and so we're looking for 2 more after that. And for this 3, we're going to be looking for 1 more mine next to it. 1 more mine. If we said that the mine next to this 2 was down here, then this 3 is now safe. And there definitely isn't a mine here. We only have 3 more mines left, and there's no way that we could connect this mine up with these ones. Considering this is one of the 3, we actually only have 2 mines left after we mark that. So, by that logic, we can say that this square is definitely clear, and this one, B4, has the mine in. So I can mark that off. And this 2 is now safe, as well as this 3. We've got a 5 here. We only have 3 mines marked off, and there's 2 more squares. They're both mines. I can clear that. Great. Great. Okay, so that is 2 of 5 done for this connected rule in order to unlock the next one. So let's move on to the next level here. We have found a 0, so I can go ahead and click that. There's no mines around that one. We now have a 3 here, 2 1s, a 1 down here and a 2 here. So because of this 1 has now got a mine next to it, and so the only other square in range, C3, is clear. It's clear. Looking at this one down here in E3, there is either a mine in E4 or D4, but not both. If we had a mine in both, then there would be too many mines for the one. So there's one mine down here, and we need one extra mine for the two in D3. There's only one space left where it could go, and that's C2. So this one is now good to go. Good to go. Let's see here. We've got a 2. We've got a 2. So we're looking for one more mine next to this 2. If we put it up here, then there isn't a mine here, but we could in theory. So if we said there's no mine here and it's up here, we could still, in theory, link up like that. That would be diagonal linking, so that would be fine. That would be fine. So that doesn't help us, unfortunately. Let's see here. But what we can say for this 2 down here in C3, we're only looking for one more mine next to it, and if we said that the mine wasn't here in B3, then this mine up here has no way of being connected to the mine that we know is down here. So all of that is to say that there is a mine in B3. So I can mark that off, and this 2 is now clear, and I can get rid of these scribbles. We now only have one space for this 2, and it's down here. So that's good to go. It does mean that we know that there's definitely a mine here, and a mine here, and a mine here. We need at least these 3 in order to connect this mine up to this mine. There might be one here, and there might be one here, but there's also definitely one here. We need at least those. So let me go ahead and mark those off. We have 3 more mines left to find. One of them is up here next to the 2. One of them is here next to the 3. And one of them is down here to complete the 5. And so this square is clear, and this square is clear. Cool. That one was fun. We have unlocked a new difficulty of the connected rule with the 6x6 puzzles. But we're looking to get the next rule to see what it is. So let me head on to the next level of the same difficulty. Right. So we have a 1 up here. If we said that the mine was up here, then all of these would be clear, and now we can't connect this mine up to anything else. So that square is definitely clear, and lucky for us, it's a 0. We can clear out the rest. Another 0, that's good, that's good. Let me clear those. So we have a 1 up here and a 2 next to it. You find this kind of setup a load in normal Minesweeper, where because of the position we can say for sure that there's definitely a mine down here in C3, and then there's one in either C1 or C2. But we don't know which one just yet. We do know that there is a mine in either B4 or A4, but not both because of spaces around it free, so they're all mines. They have to be all mines. Let's see here. We have a 4. We're looking for 6 more mines, and we know where 2 of them are pretty accurately. So we're looking for 4 more mines after this. Let's see, there's 3. So there's either a mine here or here. It could be here, which would satisfy all of those numbers. If we said that it was here, then that would be clear and there would be a mine there. That would work, that would be connected, so we can't say either way down there just yet. So let me clear that off. So I think we might need to look at this 4 is the only other place we could take a look. Okay, so we're looking for 2 more mines for this 4. There is a 1. There's 1 up here, so that's 3. There's 1 down here. 1 there. Oh. So we know the position of at least 1, 2, 3, 4, or at most 5. At least 4 mines, or at most 5 mines. I wonder if that helps us. I'm just thinking if we could possibly link up a mine all the way here to sneak down. Well, we know that there's one either here or here, so we'd also need a mine either here or here. This one could be part of the 4 though, so we can't count that out. Get rid of those. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1 there, 1 there, 1, 2, 3. Oh, of course. Something that I missed was that we know that there's a mine in B4 or A4. In either case, we found all 3 mines next to this 3, and the remaining square in C2 is clear. So there's a mine there. We have a 3. So, because it overlaps with this 4 in 2 squares, and we're only looking for 1 more mine next to the 3, then we can say there's 1 mine in one of these 2 squares. And there's definitely a mine up here. So I'll mark that off. And now we're looking for 4 more mines. So that's 3. Okay, if we... No, that's fine. Oh yeah, okay, so if we said that the mine was down here, then both of these would be clear because they're next to the 3, and this mine is now disconnected. So the mine is not down here, and that means it has to be there. Cool, and we're looking for 3 more mines. 3 more mines to fit down here. So that means that we have to kind of go with the maximum situation. If we did a mine here, then this 3 would be happy. These 2 would be happy, and so these would both be clear, and we would only be able to fit in 1 more mine. So we're going to have to do mines like this instead. Great. That means we only have 1 more of these puzzles left to go before we find out the new rule, which is exciting. Okay, so let's move on to the next level. a 1 down here, so we can do the same thing in the corner, where we can say that that's not a mine for sure, or else we would cut it off. We would cut it off from the rest of the grid. We now have a 1 down here in the corner, so we know that the mine is either in B5 or B4, and the other 2 squares next to the 1 are free. Let's see here, we've uncovered a 2, and a 4, a 2 and a 4. We also have a 4 and a 2 up here in this corner. And there's only 4 free spaces next to the 4 in C1. So I can mark them all as mines. Then clear that off. We have a 2 down there as well. Okay. So now for this 2, we found one of the mines. For this 4, we found 2 of the mines. And for this 4, we found 3 of the mines. I think we can look at this 4 though, because we have one way of connecting up here, or potentially up this way. But we're only looking for one more. Let's get the bigger one there. We're looking for one more mine to go next to it. So, for example, if we said it was here, then that would be clear and that would be clear, and we're now disconnected. So this space is free for sure. And it's blank. I don't think we can say the same for this one, for example. We could, that connects of course, and so we could potentially connect up down here as well. Yeah, so that's about all we can say there, I think, for now. We have a 4 now, with the 2. We have 3 spaces left. Yeah, we have 3 spaces left around this 4, and because of this 2, we already have one of the flags. We know that it is either there or there, but not both, or else we'd have too many around this 2. In either case, we're still looking for one more mine next to this 4 on our left, and so it has to be in the last remaining space. And now we've got all of them around that 4. There's a 3 down here, and there's only a couple spaces left, so they both have to be mines. And in fact, in order to connect it up, we only have 2 more mines left. It has to be here and there. We can clear off the rest. Great. So, we've now unlocked our new rule, and I am excited to take a look and see what it is. Triplet. Mines may not form a row of 3 orthogonally or diagonally. Okay, that's interesting. Sure. No rows of 3, got it. That's gonna make an interesting puzzle. Okay, let's see what we've got. We've got 2 3s revealed. And a question mark down here. This 3 only has 4 spaces next to it. So I'm sure we could work something out there. Keeping in mind that we won't be able to make rows of 3. So, we wouldn't be able to do like this, for example. We wouldn't be able to do that. Clear that off. I imagine we're going to have to use that rule to help us figure out where the mines are for this 3 up here. This 3 has a load of spaces around it, of course, so it's going to be harder to work with. so if we said that there was a mine here and a mine here, then for this 3 that would have to be blank. That one would have to be blank. We'd still be looking for 2 more. That doesn't massively help us at the moment. Does this question mark help at all? I don't think so. Just tells us that it's blank. I'm sure there's like a trick. There's like a trick that I haven't got yet. 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 of them. We do have the option of using like a hint, which suggests to us. It suggests to us an area for us to look at. 1, 2, and then 1 down here. And 1 over here. Yeah, because at the moment I'm kind of seeing too many possibilities. We could do like 1, 2, 3, and then like doesn't really matter. We could do like 3. Oh no, that's too many. But like that would work. That would work. But then, so with this. So it doesn't seem like we have enough information up here next to the 3s to work with. We do need to fit 10 mines in though. I might go for a hint here and see what we've got. Okay, mines may not form a row of 3 orthogonally or diagonally. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I see what they're saying there. So, for this 3, we have a couple of possibilities. But whatever we do, we can say that this square down here is clear. Because if we did that, then that would be a row of 3. If we did, yeah, so if we had the 2 there, that would be a row of 3. If we had like 1 here and 1 up here, then that would be a row of 3. So in any case, this one is clear. Tricky thinking there. We've uncovered a 1. And it has to be one of these 2 squares. If we said that it was anywhere else and that these 2 were free, we wouldn't have enough space to put all of the mines in next to the 3. So we can say the opposite, and that these 3 spaces are clear. They're not mines. And we have another 1 here, and so using the same logic, we can say that the other ones are safe. Now we have a 1 here. We have a 1 here next to the 3. We now only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces next to this 3, but we still have the 4 next to this 3. This space up here could, in theory, be blank. So we can't guarantee that there would be a mine up there. So it could be in any of these ones at a glance. Let's take a look at this 3 now. Okay, so we won't be able to squeeze 2 mines in here actually. So we can in fact say that there's definitely a mine here, and there's definitely a mine here. Let me go ahead and mark those off. And now for this 3, we're looking for 2 more mines in these 3 squares. So, and there's 1 mine. Oh, there could be a mine here. There could be a mine here, in which case we're only looking for 1 more mine. So we're not going to be able to rely on that. Or there could be a mine there, and then a couple over here, for example. So yeah, we can't rely on that just yet. Let's see what else we have got to work with. Okay, I have had a thought. We have 8 mines left, and considering they can't be in rows of 3, we might actually have some trouble fitting them all in. So if we said that the mine was here in B2, then that's now clear. This 1 has a mine next to it, so those are clear. And there's a mine up here. That would be clear because we can't have rows of 3. And so we now need to fit in 1, 2, 6 mines in these spaces. At most we could do 2 like this, or down there, but we can fit 2 in there. This would have to be blank because then, or else we'd have a row of 3. And then we could have 2 here and 1 over here, or like a different, we could shift them across, but it would be the same. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 mines and we couldn't fit any more in, so we would fail the puzzle. So I think with that we can say that the mine has to be over here. That's the only way we would ever be able to get it all to fit in. So now that one is good to go. Okay, so we have a 1 here and a 3 now. We're looking for 2 more mines for this 3, and we can only put 1 in this section, D2 and D3, because it's next to the 1. So there has to be a mine up here. And now this is clear because we can't have rows of 3. We can have triplets. And we have a 2, we have a 2 now. The mine is either in D2 or D3. So D4 is clear. It's clear, and it's a 4, which is quite a high number for a puzzle where we can't have rows of 3. We'd have to dot them around carefully. I think we could probably work something similar to see if we have enough space to fit everything in. If we said that the mine was here, then the 3 is happy and the 2 is happy, so those are clear. We need to fit 4 next to this 4 here, and there's only 4 spaces left, so we'd go and then that would be clear, and there'd be 1 down here, so we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that could work. What if we did the opposite? Said there's a mine there, not 1 there, and there's 1 there. Now we need to fit 4 next to this, but we couldn't put a mine in both of these. Oh no, we couldn't. If we put a mine in both of these, then we'd have a row of 3. So we'd have to pick 1. Let's just say this one. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1 down here. So that's still 6. Okay, so that got us nowhere. if we did this one, would we be forced to put one here? Because then we could say that wouldn't work because of this row of 3. Oh, we would, wouldn't we? Because E2 would be clear and D3 would be clear, and then the only way to fit 4 in would be like that. And that would be a row of 3, which wouldn't work. So we can say that this square D2 is clear. Perfect. And so there's a mine in E2 and one in D3. That 4 is now good to go. Then we can fill in the gaps on this 4. And then the only other space it could be is down here. We can clear that off. Okay, cool. Cool. That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. A bit more challenging than the last rule, but let's go into the next level. Let's see if we can get a perfect game, which is one where we don't use a hint. So this 2, we had to put them here. That was the only way it would work. And now we can't have one here, or else it would be a row of 3. Oops. Oh. Of course, we had all of the mines next to this too, so that would have been clear as well. Whoops, that's my bad. We'll restart that. We'll restart that one. So in fact, all of those are clear. That's clear as well. We have a 2. This is clear, else we'd have a row of 3. So I need to find one more for this 3. We need to find one more. We need to find 2 more for this 3. And there's only one in the squares D3 and C3. So the only other square has to have a mine. And then we can mark off this one as clear, or else we'd have a row of 3. And this one, or else again we'd have a row of 3. Okay, we have a 4. We have a 4. There's one mine in these 2. So it could be here, or it could be here. And so we need to fit a couple more in next to this 4. We need to fit 2 more in. 2 more in. And then we have this 3 as well. Okay. So quite a lot going on there. This 3, this 3, this 3. We only have 5 mines left to go, so we might be able to forecast and see if we're stuck in a situation where we don't have enough space. So let's say that the mine goes here. This 3 is now clear, so that's not going to have a mine in. That's not going to have a mine in. A 4. We have a 4 and we need to fit 2 more mines in. One of them's going to go next to this 3. Yeah, so we have kind of too many possibilities if we do it that way. We're going to have to run through a bunch. What if we did it the other way? So a 3 here. We had a 3 here. Then that would be clear, or else that would be a row of 3. That would be clear, and that would be clear. So we'd have to put one here. And we actually don't have enough around this 3. So I think we can say that C3 is not a mine. Great. 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 Clear that off. So we have a 3 here, and there's only one extra space left, so that has to be a mine. That 3 is now done. We can put a mine here for this 3. Now we have 3 mines left. 2 of them are going to be next to this 4. And one of them is going to be next to this 3. So, because of the overlap of D5 and C5, when there's only one mine between those 2, we can say that there's definitely a mine down here for this 4. There's a mine in one of these 3. So this, one of those 2, sorry, so this is, that square is clear. We can say that the mine is here. Oops, we have one more mine to go. this 5 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 squares next to it, but for example, we couldn't do 1, 2, 3. That wouldn't work, or else we'd have a row of 3. I don't think that gives us too much information right now, though, because we could, we could, for example, clear that off and have a mine down here, and then up here and up here. So that could work. We're not forced into doing like a row of 3 here. Clear that off. I wonder if we're forced to make any other rows of 2, so that we can then clear off another one. So this 5 overlaps with the 4 in 4 spaces. So at a minimum, we need to put 3 mines in those. So between these 4 spaces, the ones that overlap between the 5 and the 4, we need at most 4, of course, or at least 3 of them. If we said that both of those were mines, then we would need to try and fit in 3 mines here, so something like that. So yeah, the issue there is that we're not forced to do either number, so we can't get too much information from that, I think. Yeah, I think I'm not seeing it for this one, so I think I might go for a hint. Mines may not form a row of 3 orthogonally or diagonally. And it is getting us to look at this row E2, 3, and 4. So okay, we couldn't do that row of 3. Fine. How does that help us? This one down here, this one down here. I wonder if maybe it suggests that this is clear. That would only be clear if we're forced. If we're forced to put 2 mines there. But I'm not sure we are, or are we? Or are we? So we could put 3 here. We wouldn't be able to fill in a 4th in that way. So at most we can get 3 on this side. Okay, sure, so we have to have 2 on this side, on the right. That wouldn't work, but we could do, something like that instead. Are those the only two possibilities, I wonder? Oh no, we could shift that down. We could shift this one down 1 as well, of course. Down here. So I think maybe there's always a mine in this space, and in these 2. Then we could do 1 up here, and over here, or 1 up there. So potentially mines in these 4 spaces all the time. That couldn't so that's actually not a safe one. It's the ones that they've marked off, but it's good to know that we can back them up. So there's definitely mines in those three, and then this one is, oops, for sure safe, or else we'd have a row of three. Okay, sure. Well, we now have a three here. We're looking for two places. We're looking for two places to put it. Could be up here and here. And we need to go here and here for the four. But that would be reasonable. That could work if it went here and here. If we did a mine here for the three, and then like one of these two, it doesn't really matter. Then we're only looking for two more for this four. Could be up here and here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that would work as well. That would work as well. Oh, actually, we have two of the mines for this four, don't we? These two both overlap. So we're actually only looking for two more. And we would have trouble fitting them in, I think, if we put them in a particular order. So if we put one there, then there's only one mine in these three, because they are next to the four. Oh, and it could be, if it were that one, that wouldn't work, because then we'd only have four next to the five. We'd put one down there, but we could put it in any of those two. Fine, so that could work. And what if we said that there was a mine over here? And then there could be one here, and then like up here. Right, so still not too helpful. I think it's probably something to do with this section up here though, next to the three. I'll be honest, I'm a bit stumped again. And I worry that I'm going to be sat here for hours longer if I don't use another hint. So I think we'll pick up another hint. Oh, okay, this was something like the first puzzle we did, where however we position our remaining two mines for this three, we're always going to get a row of three which clears up this space. Okay, cool. Sure. So now we have a 1. And that means that there is only one. Just looking at the overlaps, there's only one. I'm actually going to extend that up here. There's only one mine in these three squares. So in order to get enough mines for the three, there has to be one up here. And to get enough for the four, there has to be one here or here, but not both. In fact, looking at this three, there has to now be a mine in one of these two. So all three of these are clear because they're next to the one. And boop. Great, so there's one mine here or here. If we were down here, that would give us a little bit of trouble, because then this would have to be clear, else we'd get a row of three, but it could be either of those two right now. Let's see. We don't have much space around this four now. We're still looking for two more. Okay, if we said it was up here, then it's not here. We're looking for two more. It could be here, or well, it would have to be there and that the mine was here. That would be clear. That would also be clear, or else we'd have a row of 3. And then a mine would have to be down here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And another one for the 5. And then we couldn't put a mine up here, or else we get a row of 3. And so this 2 would now, we wouldn't be able to get enough mines. So I'm pretty sure that means that this space is free, it's not a mine. And that one is. Great. Great. So we just need, well, we need 2 more for the 4. There's only 2 spaces, so they are both mines. Can clear off a couple of these. Just playing normal Minesweeper now. Okay, there's one here and here. We're looking for one more mine, and it's not here. It's not here, else we'd have a row of 3. I thought that the game wouldn't give us any, like, situations where we'd have to guess. But I'm pretty sure we have to guess. It's in one of these 2. Unless I'm missing anything. The only thing we can say about this section is that there's not a mine in A3, or else we'd get a row of 3 mines. So it's in one of these 2. Unless. I suppose, like in theory, it doesn't really matter where we put it. Where we put it next to these ones. Does it? There's no numbers here. Well, if we put it here, I wonder if it would just fill in the blanks. If we put it here, this would be a 2. And this would be a 1. And would we... Okay, I'm hoping it doesn't matter. And I can click either one. Okay. I haven't quite understood it. Let me take another look. So I'm gonna have to clear that. It won't work while it's there. Oh, of course, I'm being silly. We can clear off A3, and that'll give us the final number. Okay. That one was actually quite difficult. I had to use a couple hints and still made some mistakes, but the way that these rules work really force you to think differently. But I think that is about all the time we have today. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it relaxing or interesting, and I hope as well that you come back again soon for another one. Thank you so much for joining me today.